Floyd Mayweather just dropped a bomb and exposed Jake Paul for bribing the referee. Yep, you heard it right. This fight, which Mike Tyson has already postponed, is now unraveling with some jaw-dropping secrets. From the get-go, it was kind of weird how Jake was roasting Mike Tyson, making fun of his family, his age, his career, like he had zero fear of the baddest man on the planet. Seriously, who does that? Well, now it makes sense. Jake had a secret backup plan. And guess what? Floyd, the ultimate GOAT in the boxing world, has blown Jake's cover wide open. Now Jake's sneaky little scheme is all over the headlines and TV shows. And if you thought of Jake Paul as some clueless kid who just stumbled into the boxing world, let me burst that bubble for you. Jake isn't some innocent newbie. He's more like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Seriously, this guy is the biggest manipulator the boxing world has ever seen. Jake Paul's rise to fame is like watching a reality show on steroids. Starting out as a YouTube star, he amassed millions of followers with his wild antics and controversial videos. Then, he decided to slap on some boxing gloves and call himself a fighter. But let's be real, his boxing career is built on the shakiest foundation you can imagine. When an interviewer asked Floyd if he thought Jake could fight Canelo, Floyd said without resisting,
It get by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMT.
Yeah, you can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
Nothing to apologize about.
There's no way he get demolished.
Look at his list of opponents. Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, and Tyron Woodley. Not a single one of them is a professional boxer. Nate Robinson was a former NBA player who had zero boxing experience. Ben Askren, while a decent MMA fighter, was never known for his striking skills. And Tyron Woodley, despite being a former UFC champ, was past his prime and more of a wrestler than a boxer. Jake has this uncanny ability to pick opponents who are famous enough to draw attention, but completely out of their depth in the boxing ring. It's like Jake has perfected this unofficial form of match fixing. He picks fighters who can't really challenge him, making his victories look way more impressive than they are. This strategy lets him pad his record and build his brand as some kind of knockout artist without ever facing a real threat. And guess what? It's working like a charm. His fights rake in huge pay-per-view numbers and generate tons of media buzz, keeping him in the spotlight. Floyd Mayweather, the legend himself, has always seen through Jake's game. Floyd's been around the block enough times to spot a manipulator from a mile away. He's watched as Jake carefully picks his fights, making sure he's always got the upper hand. Floyd's insight into the boxing world gives him a unique perspective on Jake's rise. He knows real boxing isn't about cherry-picking easy targets and putting on a show. As Mike said,
little children. He didn't never knocked out a real man. Come on.
And let's talk about Jake's antics outside the ring. This guy is a master of drama and controversy. Whether it's social media feuds, outrageous stunts, or trash-talking his opponents, he knows exactly how to keep the spotlight on him. By the time fight night rolls around, people are tuning in as much for the spectacle as they are for the sport. When Floyd Mayweather calls out Jake Paul's tactics, it adds a whole new level of credibility to the suspicions people have had all along. Floyd's been vocal about maintaining the integrity of the sport and ensuring fair competition. So when someone of Floyd's stature calls out a fighter like Jake, it forces everyone to take a closer look at what's really happening. Jake Paul has built his brand on being the disruptor, the guy who takes on the establishment. But the truth is, he's playing a very calculated game, and he is a cheater, as Dana White said.
I believe that you're a cheater.
His rise isn't just about his skills in the ring, it's about his ability to manipulate the narrative and control the spectacle. He's a pro at turning every situation to his advantage, ensuring he stays the main attraction. But this time it was Mike Tyson standing in Jake's way, and Jake couldn't rely on his usual bag of tricks. So what did he do? He bribed the ref. Yeah, seems like our boy Jake, who's raking in millions from his ridiculous YouTube videos, decided to pull a fast one. But hold on, before I dive into those juicy details, let me clear up a question that's probably buzzing around in your head. Why Mike Tyson? If Jake's all about picking easy targets, why go after Iron Mike? So as we all know, for over 2 years, Jake Paul has been bugging Mike Tyson for a fight. Despite Tyson's age, Jake has been relentless. Since early 2021, he's been calling out Tyson, trying to set up what he thinks would be the ultimate clash between a YouTube sensation and a boxing legend. Jake's obsession with fighting the legendary Tyson isn't just about the sport, it's about the fame and the spectacle. He knows that a bout with Tyson would rocket him to new heights of notoriety.
The best boxer on the planet is
Jake Paul.
Why?
Who's doing it?
I mean, if Mike Tyson said, let's do this, are you down?
100%.
Jake's strategy is crystal clear. He wants to be seen taking on one of the most fearsome fighters in boxing history. The appeal is obvious. Who wouldn't want to watch a showdown between a young, brash social media star and a veteran who once ruled the sport? Jake craves the attention and headlines that would come with such a high-profile fight. It's all about building his brand and cementing his place in the world of celebrity boxing. Mike Tyson finally agreed to the fight, but not for the reasons Jake might have hoped. Tyson, who's seen countless fighters come and go, saw an opportunity to teach Jake a lesson. He wasn't agreeing to the fight to boost Jake's profile or give him another easy win. Tyson wanted to step into the ring to show Jake what real boxing is all about. This wasn't just a payday for Tyson. It was about upholding the honor of the sport he loves. The anticipation for this fight has been massive. Fans from all over the world have been dying to see if Jake Paul can handle a real legend. The buzz has been building, with every press conference, every social media post adding to the hype.
Is on July 20th, Mike will be put to sleep, and he will feel my power, and I will go down as the man who put Tyson to sleep for the last time.
People are curious. Can Jake back up his big talk against someone of Tyson's caliber? The fight promises to be a spectacle, not just because of the skills on display, but because of the sheer intrigue of seeing these two very different figures in the ring together. Tyson's decision to take the fight also speaks volumes. At 57 years old, he's not in his prime, but he's still Mike Tyson. His legacy and reputation bring a weight to the match that few others could. For Tyson, this isn't just another fight. It's a chance to show the world that experience and skill still matter in a sport increasingly dominated by flashy newcomers. And that's why Jake had to bribe the referee for this fight. No wonder he was strutting around so fearlessly. He knew the ref was in his pocket. Now, bribing a referee might sound like a plot from a cheesy movie, but in boxing, it's unfortunately real and pretty dangerous. But hey, for someone whose previous fights were also rigged, I guess it's just another Tuesday.
But some shit like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see it online, you probably don't know.
Yeah,
My brother thought the fights were rigged.
Yeah.
My older brother thought for sure they were rigged. And like I had to break it
So
down.
People
crazy.
thought my bucket pool was rigged online.
But like,
You know
what
what
do
I'm
people like not understand? Like, you'll go to jail. Like, I don't. Like, it's a.
They're not even thinking that
Yeah,
far, bro.
you see so much other shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You on that shit for like 2 seconds, then it's like whatever you thought it was back that moment is what you think it is.
I think it's the biggest thing is the like people who don't see or like follow me or like watch my doc to see like how hard I work. Then they just think like, oh yeah, he's just knocking these people out. Yeah, right.
It's a very hard pill to swallow, bro. Like if I was a Jake Paul hater, it's like, damn, something
you really
gotta
turned
be
that
wrong.
shit around, nigga.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everybody that didn't fold you, cause I was a fan of you and your brother for a long time. So it was like, you really turned that shit around, nigga.
In boxing, bribing referees isn't exactly unheard of, but it's a serious offense with some pretty heavy consequences. The history of the sport is littered with scandals where refs have been caught with their hands in the cookie jar, taking bribes to sway the outcome of matches. This kind of shady behavior can completely change the course of a fight, turning what should be a fair contest into a rigged spectacle. The penalties for this kind of stuff are no joke. Think hefty fines, suspensions, and your reputation getting dragged through the mud permanently. And if these allegations are true, it's a huge blow to the integrity of boxing. This sport is supposed to be a test of skill, endurance, and strategy. Cheating disrupts all of that. Bribing a ref doesn't just mess up one fight, it taints the whole sport. It makes people wonder if any match is truly fair. This kind of manipulation can make fans lose trust, and without the fans, the sport takes a hit. Fewer viewers mean less support and lower revenues. For a sport that thrives on its audience, maintaining credibility is crucial. The consequences for bribing referees are meant to be a huge deterrent. Boxing commissions worldwide lay down the law hard on anyone caught pulling these stunts. We're talking lifetime bans, massive fines, and public humiliation. The goal is to keep the playing field level so fighters can compete fairly. But accusations like the ones against Jake suggest that maybe this practice is more common than we'd like to admit. So to answer this, let's dive into the world of Floyd Mayweather, the insider with all the secrets. Well, he isn't just your average boxing champ. He's a full-blown mogul running Mayweather Promotions, a powerhouse that's been in the game since 2007. This isn't just some small-time operation. It's been involved in some of the biggest, most high-profile fights in recent history. Floyd's got his fingers in all the pies, which means he knows a lot about the inner workings of the boxing world, thanks to his vast experience both as a boxer and a promoter. Mayweather Promotions has orchestrated some of the most significant bouts ever. Remember the record-shattering 2015 fight between Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao? Or the 2017 showdown with Conor McGregor? So, when it comes to Jake Paul and his antics, Floyd's insight isn't just from casual observation. He's got the inside track. He knows the signs, he sees the patterns, and he's not afraid to call them out. Floyd's revelations about Jake bribing the referee aren't just some wild guesses. They're informed by years of deep involvement in the boxing world. When Floyd speaks, it's not just from a place of speculation. It's from a place of knowing, seeing, and experiencing the underbelly of the sport. So what do you think Jake's punishment should be? And be honest, did you know all this before? Comment below or share your thoughts.